Welcome to this edition of Simsbury School News. My name is Dominique Avery. It's already May and summer is coming soon, but that doesn't mean that our schools close down. Today we're going to take a look at what happens in the schools over the summer. This show is going to be in two parts. Part one will look at theater and fine arts programming, and in part two, we'll learn more about the summer academic programs. We have lots of guests here today, so let's get started. So joining us is Cindy Rem, who by now is an old friend of our show. She's been here several times. She's the director of Simsbury Summer Arts Academy, and with her is Michael Hunter, who is here for the first time. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you very much for having me on.
And you are the director of the Musical Theater Academy which is going to be at the high school, right?
Yes, I am.
And you're also
Musical Theater Academy through SAA, the Simsbury Arts Academy.
You're also with the high school year-round, though you're the technical director of the theater program?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, so Cindy, I'm going to start with you. We have so many guests, so let's get right in the meat of the matter. What's going to be available in the visual arts and the fashion design academies this summer?
Well, thank you so much, Dominique, for inviting me again. Can you believe Simsbury Arts Academy is 8 years old this summer? This is my absolute favorite thing to talk about, and I'll start off with letting you know a little bit about our primary school division, which is for our children who are entering 1st through 3rd grade, and it will be held at Tooten Hill School, and there's 1 week programming in the visual arts, which begins the week of June 6th, and then parents can sign up for additional weeks.
So it's over 3 weeks. It's June. It starts June 6th?
July
6th.
I'm so
July
sorry.
6th, and then you can sign up for a week at a time.
A week at a time.
For the elementary school.
Absolutely.
And that's at, did you say Tooten?
That's at Tooten Hill School. And I want to announce that we have wonderful faculty. The first 2 weeks will be taught by Mr. Dan Rosenthal Baxter, our wonderful art teacher at Tyrrell School. And the last week will be taught by Christy Foley, who's one of our squadron line art teachers, and it's going to be a real get dirty and playful, fun experience for our younger students. We also have a musical theater programming at that time that Michael will address. And at Simsbury High School, starting Tuesday, July 7th, and running through Friday, July 24th is our very big academy. Students can sign up from grades 4 through grades 12 to take fashion, strings, jazz, musical theater, and wide offerings in the visual arts. Our fashion design students will be working with a seamstress also this summer. So typically they've been making artwork out of found materials, which we have showcased on SCTV,
right?
We have, and they're ready to start sewing and constructing.
Oh, so that's a new thing this year.
That's a very new thing, and we're traveling to a new location in New York City. We're going to go to the Smithsonian Cooper Hewitt Museum for an all-day experience, do some shopping at Bloomingdale's, and be a great day. Our Jazz Academy, once again, is being offered for students who can literally take every band instrument available. We even have oboist signed up this year.
Now, is that at the high school?
That's at the high school. And Dr. Carl Knox, head of jazz education at CCSU, and Mr. Ed Fast, who's a very well-known percussionist professionally, will be heading up that institute. Our Strings Academy last summer just tripled in size. Joanna Ferrari Bernhardt is our director, and she assembles a wonderful faculty consisting of Hart College of Music teachers and symphony
And what age kids can participate
emerging 4th graders through 12th graders. We have beautiful concert for the jazz students and the
and that's also at the high school?
That's at the high school.
And is that an all-day program? What time does it start?
Well, all the programs at the high school start at 7:45 in the morning and dismiss at 1:15. And our last academy is the Visual Arts Academy. Although Mr. Hunter will be talking about musical theater, but we have many art offerings for our students. Nature drawing and painting, clay and sculpture, fashion design, video, photography, jewelry, architecture. For high school students, they can choose to develop a portfolio of their choice during the entire day or take our visual art electives, which are taught by 5 Simsbury High School art teachers. So it's all of our core staff. For high school students in any of the academies, we offer half credit in the arts.
Very interesting. We don't have that much time because we have
Okay.
part 2.
All right.
So I'm going to turn to Michael Hunter and ask you to talk about the theater program. Is that new?
The theater
At the high
program is
school?
not new. We started an SAA Theater Academy about 8 years ago now.
Yes.
Is that correct?
We
8
were
years ago?
doing Broadway reviews at that time.
5 years ago, we reinvented the program with musical director Jason Stammen, who's a very gifted music teacher and private vocal teacher here in Simsbury. Jason and I decided that we would try to do a show rather than just basically put together a review of different pieces that the kids could come out, and we'd have a couple of kids that would sing a piece, and then we'd have a couple of kids maybe act a scene, then we'd have a group number. So we decided that we would rather structure the program in an effort to do an actual production of a show, and it was very successful. The kids had such a good time. They learn in a workshop setting, and they get instruction in dance, vocal instruction, and acting lessons. So we try to incorporate all 3 of those elements, and at the same time, we're learning a piece, and the students are rehearsing and practicing their lines and their music, and the program culminates in a performance. The performance is free. It's open to the public. Anybody can come. And at the high school in Simsbury here, we've got almost 1,000 seats in the auditorium, so we hope that we fill a lot of them.
So what do you do? And what age kid is this available to?
Well, the SAA Musical Theater Academy is available to students that are going into 7th grade through going into 10th grade. So we really try to primarily target those kids in middle school and early high school, because that's kind of the next step from elementary school. And we really try to nurture these kids and give them some of the tools that they'll need to become performers at the high school level and beyond.
So it blends fairly well with the Stiffy. It's not called Stiffy anymore. This summer theater for youth, whatever.
With
it's called
SST,
now. Right.
and every year,
SST,
yes, it sure does. And every year we have students that are taking part in the SST program in the evening and taking our SAA Musical Theater Academy during the day, which is actually the morning.
So do you already know what it is you're going to be presenting?
Well, this year we're going to be doing The Wizard of Oz. It's a young performers edition of The Wizard of Oz, so it's in a way it's abridged a little bit, so it's not quite as long, but it gives us an opportunity to cast a lot of kids in a lot of really good roles, and the students have the opportunity to really get a meaty part where they can have a solo or they can have a piece where that individual student is featured on stage. And that was kind of always the plan when we devised this program and we figured out, how we were going to offer it to the community. We really wanted to have something where we could give each student the opportunity to have their moment up on stage. And we've been very successful at that, and we still maintain that. So we've got this year, our cutoff is going to be 25 students, and so we can take a maximum of 25 students, and each one of those 25 students will have a moment up on stage where they are the center of attention, and they're the star at that moment.
It sounds like fun for them.
So,
what happens at the elementary school?
well, it's really nice because we've been able to establish a progression over the last few years. So students that are at the elementary school level between the grades of 1st and 3rd can take part in our musical theater Academy class that happens at Tooten Hills from 8 to 10 a.m. in the morning, and that'll be offered from July 6th to July 24th. They will also be doing a production of Goin' Buggy.
Going Buggy.
Goin' Buggy, that's
Adorable.
the name of the show.
It's so adorable.
And it's a really cute show. You can go look it up on YouTube and see some of the videos of the kids singing. But it's a really great opportunity to teach some choral music, as well as some individual parts that feature in. And it's, as you can imagine, it's kind of insect centric, we'll call it.
Michael, I'm going to have to cut you off here. We've actually run out of time. Thank you both so much for coming.
Oh, thanks for the invitation.
It sounds absolutely fascinating for the kids, and so much going on in town.
If I may, I just want to plug one last thing. I just want to say that at SAA, we've also got Musical Theater Bugs, which is for students that are in 4th grade through 6th grade. And there will be a little bit of performance there. Those students will also be featured in the Wizard of Oz show. We'll put them in, and they'll get choreography and all of that stuff. And we also offer a All the World's a Stage class, and that is taught by Shira Flowers. Our Musical Theater Bugs is Jill Patterson, who is the theater teacher over at Avon High School. Shira is an English teacher at the high school here in Simsbury.
Okay, I really have to stop you here. For the audience, if you want more information, you can go online. Registration is well underway, and it's first come, first served. Don't go away. We'll be right back with everything you want to know about the academic academies. Welcome back. We're joined now by Betsy Gonzalez, the Director of Curriculum and Student Assessment. She oversees the Literacy, Writing, and Math Academies. Welcome back, Betsy. You were here last year, and I'm so happy to have you back. This time you brought some folks with you who actually, I think, run the academies, the specific ones. So I was hoping you could introduce them and also give us an overview of the summer academic academies.
Sure. Thank you so much for having us back again this year. It's always a great privilege to be able to talk about the good work that's happening and the opportunities we provide for our students. This year, again, we are offering a variety of summer academies for our students. We have programs for literacy, for reading, for writing, and for math. And so I have a team of folks that I brought with me today who are going to speak in more detail about their programs and the goals and the themes that really bind them together. So first I'd like to introduce Debbie Driscoll. Debbie is in charge of our Summer Literacy Academy. She's a language arts consultant at Latimer Lane School. Dina Cacciati is our elementary math coordinator. And next to Dina is Melanie Meehan, who is our elementary writing coordinator. So Deb, I'm going to let you start by talking a little bit about our Summer Literacy Academy program.
Sure. So our Summer Literacy Academy has a theme called Super Readers, the Hero in All of Us. And it actually piggybacks on the Collaborative Summer Library Program, which is a program that all 50 states partake in. And so our school libraries and our public library will all be using this program to get kids excited about reading. And their theme is called Every Hero Has a Story. So we just kind of went along with what they were doing and changed it a little bit because our program actually focuses on those students entering grades 1 through 4 who need a little additional summer boost to develop those literacy skills that they worked on all year. We use current data where the students end the school year to drive our instruction. We have certified teachers from the public schools who are very knowledgeable about the curriculum and the way we teach these students. We also have, which is really fun, some volunteers from the high school. So we have student volunteers, many who come back year after year and are, they can't wait to fill out that application form and get their hands in there and help us out. Our theme about super readers, we really are going to focus on those super reading powers that we actually start in kindergarten talking about these superpowers, and then we don't actually call them superpowers when they get a little older, but they know about all the skills they need to have really great comprehension and fluency, accuracy, decoding, encoding words, so reading and spelling words. as well as close reading, really paying attention to what they're reading, monitoring their comprehension, etc.
What school is it in?
The Academy, they're all actually at Tooten Hill School. So, yep, we have a lot of kids who come back, they've come back a few times. They really enjoy it, and we try to complement the hard work they're going to do with some fun. So we have some special guest readers who are a surprise, so I'm not going to let you know who they are right now, but I will give you a hint that it has something to do with heroes. So they come, I'm working on getting another special guest to come and visit with the students as well. And we do have, they get a little break in the day, so a little recess, time to just kind of let their hair down and run around. But we do a lot of reading, a lot of shared reading, read aloud, small group instruction, guided reading, pretty much anything to do with reading. We've got it. We also incorporate technology as much as we can. All of the classes have an opportunity each day to use our iPads, and we go into the computer lab and use various programs that we have that the students, again, are familiar with, and then we sometimes teach them a few new things. We have a nice balance between fiction and nonfiction reading, so we really try to keep the program balanced and mimic what they're used to during the school year.
So can I ask whether this is something that parents use to occupy their kids, or is it something that's recommended for kids who are having some academic problems? How does that work?
So the Literacy Academy, the one that I'm running, is based on teacher recommendation. It's really for those kids, like I said, who need a little boost with their literacy skills. The teachers have noticed that maybe they haven't quite, gotten to where they need to get yet. So I would say 98% of our students are recommended by their teachers. We do have a few students from out of district who come, so they just see it in the continuing ed brochure and they say, oh, that sounds like something that would be great for my student, or my child rather, and they sign them up. But most of our students come
recommended.
Yeah.
And that's first, second, third, and fourth grades.
So it's students entering first, second, third, and fourth
Okay.
grade. So.
All right, let's move on to math, right?
That's right.
You're the math person.
So we are running actually 2 math academies, and the first one I'm going to talk about is our summer math academy, and it's called Math In It to Win It. And like Deb's Academy in literacy, this is for students that need a little boost in continuing to develop their mathematical understanding of the real fundamental skills that underlie all of the math that we do throughout the year and in our daily lives. So this gives the kids an opportunity to come in and work with certified teachers and tutors. And this year, with our theme of In It to Win It, we're really going to look at how can we incorporate gameplay into a way to build problem solving, modeling problems, and to practice skills like multiplication facts or understanding fractions. Our academy is designed for students entering fourth, fifth, and sixth. I'm sorry, they're coming out of third. So we work with the older students, and it gives them an opportunity to come in to practice some of those skills that they've learned throughout the year. We're going to be, in conjunction with our theme of games this year, we'll be using some typical board games like Yahtzee or Chinese checkers, but we'll also be having the children create games themselves. And part of the program this year will have a make it and take it portion. So that means that the kids will be part of developing the games, playing the games, and then taking them home to continue that practice and learning all summer long.
And you also have another academy.
We do. At the same time, we also run a second academy, which is a Math Enrichment Academy. And this is specially designed for students who love math, that enjoy that challenge of wrangling with a good problem, jumping into, a Sudoku puzzle, or working their way through tough mazes. These are kids that just enjoy the challenge of seeing how math fits together. So we run this program for students who are entering 4th and 5th grade. Our 4th graders, they work on the number system and numeration, and they actually look at how our number system works, but also how ancient number systems have worked. And they even have an opportunity to try to develop their own type of number system. So it really extends their thinking beyond the typical sort of math lesson. Our fifth graders work with pre-algebra, so they get a chance to preview algebra through the lens of working with one of our favorite pastimes, shopping. So it's algebra at the mall. So along with these two main themes, they also spend quite a bit of time in both academies working with technology and working with our volunteers, getting a chance to get to know each other, get outside, and really have a bonding experience. So we've been really excited to run these programs, have kids that come back year after year and just love it. So we're excited about having more kids come and join us this year.
So let me move on to the writing, right? That's what you're involved in. Tell us about how that works and what kind of things you have planned.
So the Writing Academy is an enrichment academy. It's for kids who especially love to write. It's for students who are entering 2nd grade through 6th grade. And we divide them into grade level classes. Usually there's between 6 and 8 a class with a certified teacher. We also have the high school students, so they get the high school student as well as the certified teacher. And there's just a ton of writing energy in the room. They come in, there's typically some relationship building exercises or activities that we do that they love. We have word building activities. We have ways to study craft and language that they might not ordinarily get in the school year. And then the most important part of the day is the writing workshop. And that can last for anywhere between an hour or 2 hours depending on the class and what they're working on. This summer, they are really taking a look at the power of story, and not just looking at story as a way to entertain, which is sort of how we typically think of story, but looking at story as a way to get our opinions across to the world. So we can use story to celebrate people, and that'll be one lens that we look at. You know, there are beautiful, beautiful picture books that are written that celebrate grandparents or celebrate friends or celebrate even places that we'll study, and we'll think about writing stories from that lens. And then you also have authors like even Dr. Seuss, who writes stories to really make a difference in the world. So we can think about how to make stories be powerful that way and to get our opinions across by way of entertaining. So we'll be challenging students to create those stories. In the past, they've been able to really produce complete sets of writing. We've been able to really send those into contests that they've enjoyed. Actually, next week, we're attending the Connecticut Writing Project, where some of our students from the Summer Writing Academy have pieces being celebrated there that they entered as a result of the Summer Writing Academy. So that was sort of fun as a revisit and an extra energy going into the Summer Writing Academy.
So are these kids, are they people young people who've kept journals, or how do they know they want to be writers?
You know what? Many of them keep journals. They're students who tend to go home and keep writing. There are students who tend to write extra in the writing workshops, who teachers just look at them and go, oh, I can't stop you. Many teachers will recommend or suggest to students that they should do it, and there are some students who I know just from being around in the classroom, so I just look at them like, I would love you at my Summer Writing Academy. I want to see that fly. It's just an academy where we don't do the regular narrative structure. We have fabulous curriculum as far as narrative writing is concerned. This is a time when we can just take them up a notch, take that up a level, give them extra opportunities to really celebrate their writing.
So now all these academies, Betsy, all these academic academies go on at Tooten Hills.
They do.
So is Tooten air conditioned? Why at Tooten?
It's not.
Well, we have to look at where other programs are being held in the district, and so for the last several years, the academies have been held at Tooten Hills. and our offices are also there, so it also helps the coordination and the management to make it a little bit easier as well.
But the theater program we learned from Michael Hunter earlier is also at Tooten Hills.
That is a program that has, yes, been shifted over to Tooten this year.
Oh yeah, because years ago when my daughter was there, it was at Tooten, but that was like 20 years ago. So.
Yes.
So how do people, when does it begin, and how do people apply or get their kids involved? Some of them are recommended, but others are the math enrichment and the writing is...
They start at different times and they end at different times. The programs vary in length, but parents and guardians can get more information on our website. All of that information has been posted, and it's also been sent out a few times on a distribution list that's sent out from the superintendent's office.
And are all of you teachers in Simsbury?
Yes.
Yeah, and where do you teach?
I'm at Latimer Lane School.
And you?
I work within the whole district, but I work out of Tooten Hills School.
And you're a math
Math coordinator.
coordinator.
Yeah, like Dina, I work in all of the elementary schools throughout the district, but my office is at Tooten Hills.
Well,
And I just wanted to add that as you heard from all of our program coordinators, we certainly immerse our students within the discipline of the academy that the student may be signed up for, and we balance it with some fun and with some relationship building and some varied instructional practices to make the learning really meaningful and engaging for all students.
so I guess the bottom line is, do kids feel like they're still in school, or is there a different atmosphere?
It's a different
We've had-
atmosphere.
We had an opportunity a couple of years ago to, we wanted to send out a letter about our enrichment academies, and we actually had gone back to our student surveys for the past couple of years, and we're able just to lift some of their comments right off it. And just kids that don't change a thing, this is perfect, make it longer, we can't wait to come back. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see that they're enjoying both the math and writing and reading, but they're also enjoying the atmosphere.
So I think last year when Betsy was on with me last summer, I said this is not your father's summer school. It really does.
No,
it sounds
that's
like
right.
much more
like camp.
fun and it's more like camp.
Yeah, we call it reading camp.
Reading camp. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
Our
Thank you
time
for
is
having
up.
us.
Thank you.
And the summer academies sound really so worthwhile. Thank you for sharing the information with us. If you want to know more information about the summer academic programs, the web address is going to be on the screen. I'd like to thank my guests, of course, but everyone here at SCTV behind the scenes for their help in getting the show on the air, especially to our student camera volunteers, Nixon Okori and Grace Rogers. And thank you for joining us. If you missed any part of this show, you can always watch it on our website. Just go to simsburytv.org, where you can also see our schedule. I'm Dominique Avery. See you next time for Simsbury School News.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.